Hello people, this is GhostBC and today we're doing another tier list. This time we're ranking all of the Papa Emeritus makeups. Not the costumes, not the outfits, not the Papa Emerituses in themselves, but their makeups. Let's just jump straight into it because there are a lot to get through. For everyone who likes this video, I'm going to recommend Drowned Boy Cosplays videos on Papa Emeritus 1, 2, and 3. A lot of the information that I have here is from him directly, so go do that. And there are a lot of fans that are much better than me at keeping up with the slight changes and variations in the makeups, and I'm not one of those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rank the major designs. Sure, every now and then they add like another line to the nose or a little strap under the chin, and I'm gonna only be dealing with the major changes, not the minor changes like that. When it's face painted onto a mask, it's gonna fade off, and when it's done on an actual face, you're gonna have to redo it every time. So of course little variations are to be expected. If I'm gonna rank every single one of them, we're gonna be here forever. Papa Emeritus 1 is very iconic. A lot of people still think he is the best out of them, which I don't really blame them. He didn't start off as the best, I must admit. He is the only mask that is not custom made for Ghost. So it's just the Walter Gray mask from a Halloween shop that Tobias bought and face painted it himself. And because he's face painted, there's a lot of variation. He's by far the character with the most variation. So we're just gonna list off some major designs. We're gonna start with the first design, the Opus Eponymous early Opus design. I think it's very primitive. It's very in the beginning stages. It's got the main Papa 1 look already to it, sure. But there are better designs than this one. This one would get better soon. So I'm putting it in B tier because right after it comes my favorite Papa 1 design, the one that he wore to Hellfest 2011. And wow, I like the larger menacing eyes. I like that it's a little bit weathered, so he looks decrepit. I think what is cool about Papa 1 is how decrepit he looks. I think this is an A tier design. He's not the most iconic. When you think Ghost, unless you're one of those like, oh, I wish Ghost would do a doom metal album again people, you're not thinking this guy, but this is one of the best designs that Ghost has ever had, period. If you want to strike fear into the hearts of any Papa 1 fan, all you have to say is 3 words: Heritage Hunter Tour. This is the tour that they did with Opeth and Mastodon. The classic Papa 1 masks would all get inevitably worn after some time. You can even see like where the mic would be on his face, but the one he wore to this tour in particular is an egregious example of that. It's creepy because all of the paint is gone. He looks like he's melting. It makes me very uncomfortable. I'm putting it on C tier because it's creepy, and I think unsettling is what Papa 1 is. It does its job. Under the original, but still a solid B tier because, solid mask. But very creepy, very unsettling. I don't like to look at. Next is the promo shoot masks. This is the cleanest mask. It's basically the Hellfest design with the very large menacing eyes, but it's clean. The lines are well done. I'm putting it on A tier, but under Hellfest because I actually like the weathering. Next is the Metal Hammer 2011 cover, which many people call Sad Papa because of those very weird eyes. You see his teeth are gone, and I don't know, I just can't get over the eyes. Some people like this because, I don't know, he looks really melancholic and creepy and weird. I can't put it too low, so I'm putting it on C tier because it's a fun novelty, okay? I consider it a fun novelty. Next is the very weird Metal Maniacs cover. What the fuck happened to your teeth? Why do you look so weird? C tier. It's not horrible, but I don't dig it. I don't dig it very much. The last look that we have for Papa 1 is the late Opus one that he wore in 2012, and it's the one that he's buried with in Veneration of the Relics. And I don't know about this one. He doesn't have the teeth anymore, and the eyes are very large, and he's got the strip on his nose back. But I don't know. I think when you think Papa 1, you don't think this one. So, bottom of C tier. Next, we've got Papa 2. Now, Papa 2 for me is a similar story to Papa 1. His first design isn't necessarily the best. His early opus look, which he wore to the Secular Haze music video, he's got these very large eyes. I don't know, I think he's a little weird. I'm putting him top of B tier because while it's not the best Papa 2 look, it is a Papa 2 look, and what can you say? Speaking of, this is the mid-infest Papa 2 look, and I am putting this straight in S tier. This is probably the most iconic look for any of the Ghost frontmen. Even now, like 10 years later, when people make a video about Ghost, they put this guy on the thumbnail. I'm probably gonna have him on the thumbnail, because he's just so iconic and he just looks so great. I don't know how you would argue against this being probably the best design for Ghost of all time. Then we'll have the late Infest look, which is basically that, but a bit more smudged around, a bit more weathered. And unlike with Papa 1, I actually don't like the weathering. I don't like how gray he looks here. Still A tier, but bottom of A tier. I think he looks a little bit too crusty here. And then finally we have the Mexico 2013. I've said it before that every time that Ghost goes to Mexico, something weird happens. And this is when the costumes went missing and they had to make them up on the spot with whatever they had. And so Papa painted his mask on the fly, very rushed. This is very asymmetrical. This is very weird. This is very cursed. I think it's cool for history reasons, but I don't think it looks very good because it was done so quickly. I'm gonna put it in C tier. C for curiosity. This is a fun curiosity. Okay, let's talk about Papa 3. And Papa 3 is a really interesting one. I talked about Drown Boy Cosplay's video here. He has a video talking about an unofficial Papa 3 look, so I'm gonna include that in the video as a kind of a bonus feature. This doesn't count as canon because it never showed up in canon, but apparently in the summoning video, Papa 3 had an entirely different look that they were trying out. We never actually got to see. And then Drown Boy Cosplay went and made that into a mask. And so the picture that I'm showing you here is of his mask. It's not the official picture that he based that on. I'm not sure that I'm even supposed to show that one, and I want to give credit. After this video, go check his videos out. He's the best. I don't like this one. It's really triangular. I don't know, I think it could have worked, but at the same time, not really. He looks too much like his older brother and doesn't have a lot of personality. So I think this is a low C tier mask. Next, we have the very first Papa Emeritus 3 mask, and this image haunts me. I love to use this image on my videos because you guys are freaked out every time you see it. And some people don't even know that's Papa 3. Some people think that's Papa 2 because, yeah, he looks really weird. And the story goes that he wasn't supposed to actually wear this one, but they were sent the wrong mask. So for the first like 3 or 4 shows, that's what he had to wear. And this looks really weird. This looks really creepy. I feel about it similarly to the Mexico mask, where it's a fun curiosity, but the mask itself, I don't know, especially on stage, he looked like really glossy. I don't know how to explain it. He looked glossy and weird, and I don't like this look for him very much. I don't think it matches the character. Next, we've got the early Meliora mask, and this is a weird one because I feel like people have forgot about this. Every time I see fan art of Papa 3, it's never this one. And this is a really cool look. It looks like he's wearing one of those theater masks, and I like it, and I think it's overrated. Low A tier. Next we have the promo Papa, and I love this one. It's a little more geometric, and it's the first Papa Emeritus mask that was actually cast in like black and white. So it's very clean. I think this is a solid A tier mask. A little below the original, but still a very solid A tier. Next is the Decibel cover mask, which I think he only wore for the Decibel cover. And this is the Meliora mask, but made better. I'm putting it on A tier. I guess you guys are being able to figure out my bias for Papa 3, but I'm putting it on A tier because it's the Meliora mask, but better. I don't know, he's got bigger, more menacing eyes. This is the most aggressive that Papa 3 has ever looked, and I love it. Next is the Howdy mask. Yeah. What the fuck is this? Why is your neck painted? What is that on your chin? What the fuck is that, girl? Awful. Horrible. This is our first F tier mask. Horrible. I hate it. It's awful. Next is the Unholy Unplugged mask / the 2015 mask. If you've seen Pop-Up 3 perform live, this is probably what he was wearing. And I think it's a great balance between the very rounded off early Meliora look and the very, very geometric Popestar look. And I feel like this hits the spot. This is gonna piss some people off, but to me, this is an S tier mask. Below Papa 2, but still S tier. This is great. I love it. It's crisp, it's sharp, it's smart looking. Ugh, great. Next one, we have the Popestar mask. And this is a very popular mask. This is what he wore to the Grammys. This is what he wore to the He Is and to the Square Hammer music videos. And I like how geometric it is. I like how clean it is, but I think it's too geometric, too clean. I'm gonna put this on A tier, in between the two Meliora masks. Next, we have the last mask that Papa 3 used, which is the 2017 Metal Hammer cover. And I hate it. It's bad. He looks so old. His eyes are weird. It's not as egregious as the Howdy mask, but it's still pretty bad. D tier. And then as a bonus, we're throwing in the Cerise Kid, and I think this is an awesome paint job. S tier. He looks more like Papa 2 than Papa 3, but at that time we hadn't really been introduced to Papa 3 yet, so go for it. Awesome job, kid. After Papa 3, we come with Cardinalcopia, and one thing about the Cardinalcopia makeup is that it's intentionally lame. Like, it's made to look lame, so I'm putting it where it belongs, smack dab in the middle of C tier, because it's iconic, yes, but it's lame. He looks lame. C for Copia, that's where he belongs. Honestly, an intentionally lame looking paint job for a kind of lame character in the beginning that would turn on to earn all of our hearts. Next up, we have the Anointed Papa 4, and I love this design. We've seen this design exactly 2 times. In his very first show as Papa 4 in Mexico City. Again, every time Ghost goes to Mexico, there's something weird going on. And we've also seen him perform Sympathy for the Devil on Swedish TV, and that's it. That's all we've got of this mask. We haven't seen anything else. Sure, some of the Papa 1 and Papa 3 masks we have a single picture of, but this, I don't know, this feels like a special little secret. This is controversial, but this is my favorite Papa 4 look. At the top of A tier, I'm gonna put him below the Papa 1s. The mustache is a nice touch that still ties him back to being Cardinalcopia. I really like the 2 lines on his nose. I think those are really cool. I like how geometric he looks. I like how he's obviously a rat skull, which is awesome. Fun fact, even though we've only seen this mask twice, because Impera got delayed, a bunch of the promotional material, like the Funko Pop and the Iron Maiden video game, he's wearing this look, which is very, very cool. I love this look. I think it looked great from afar, which is important to remember for later. I love him. I love him. He looks so great. Next, we have the promo pictures for Impera. I remember clearly when Impera released and those came out, we were like, what the fuck is that? Why does he look like that? Why does he look so old? D tier, D for weird, top of D, just missing out on C, just because we've never seen him again, and I'm kind of thankful that we never did. Hunter's Moon Papa. I think this one is slightly different than the other Papa 4 designs. He's got larger eyes, very creepy, and this one looked very good from all of the shots. This one is probably one of my favorite Papa 4 designs as well. I don't think it's as memorable or as cool as the original Papa 4, but he is so effective. I'm gonna put him just under Papa 1 because I think this is the best that Copia's later look would ever look. The stage Papa 4 mask, the one that we actually saw on the road, and this is one that's very special to me because this is the tour that I saw them first live on, and it's very special. However, I have one big problem with this, which is it kind of doesn't look that good from afar. It's very effective from close up, and in the movie it looks great, but from afar I don't like the way his mouth and his cheekbones connect. It looks like something's missing. Maybe it was the mustache, maybe it was the nose markings, but I can't like this one very much. Crucify me. Next we have Frater Imperator slash Copia without the paint. I'm counting this one and not Papa 2 because this one has makeup on. It's like a nod to German Expressionism and the cabinet of Dr. Caligari. And just like Copia originally was, this is a top of D tier for me. Frater Imperator looks great, but then you look at Papa 4 in the chapter videos sporting kind of the same look, and you realize that it's actually the gray hair doing most of the heavy lifting here, and we're not ranking the hair, we're ranking the makeup. So calm yourself down, Frater. D tier. Papa Nil has had so many fucking variations. He's had multiple stage masks. He's had multiple appearances in chapters and in the videos and in the movie and in the comics. Papa Nil on chapter 1. Horrible, awful, trash, terrible. Bottom of D tier. And I'm being generous. This looks like a Halloween mock-up that you would do, you know, and not in the good way. Because I feel like, for example, Papa 1 is super popular with the cosplayers because he's super simple, but he's super simple and super effective. This looks like it was drawn on by a child. I hate it, and I think it's awful. Next up, we've got Papa Nil on the Dance Macabre music video, and finally, what a glow up! Jesus fucking Christ! It's a lot more geometrical. This is my favorite young Nil for sure. I'm putting him on A tier because he kind of, he's kind of, right? I like it. I like it. And it's not the face doing the lifting here, okay? Let me be very clear. It's not the face that's doing the lifting. It's the makeup. Consider that in chapter 1, it's his memory of himself. And then in the Dance Macabre video, it's probably what actually happened. What we need to learn from this, girlies, is you always look worse in your memory than you did in real life, okay? Take this into your life. Next up, we've got Papa as seen on chapter 7 and on the Kiss the Go-Goat music video. This is the look that inspired his animated look and also the wax figure look because, of course, Nil has a billion variations. Why not also throw in a wax figure in there? This is kind of a midterm between the very rounded off first look that we got and the more geometrical second look. I don't think it's as good. I think it's a solid high B tier. I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier, just missing out on A, because it's a very good makeup, very iconic, but it's nothing too special about it. Now let's rank his old looks, which is gonna be interesting. The first one is his debut night look, extremely decrepit, very weird. You can see that the cheekbones are not fully painted in, they're just sort of marked there. He looks really menacing, really creepy, and he was really effective when he showed up for the first time. B tier. Because Papa on the chapter videos and on the movie is just Alan with face paint on, every time he's on scene they need to apply the makeup, and of course the makeup is slightly different every time. What can you do? So I'm gonna select 4 looks for him that I think are his main looks. His chapter 1 look, which is the least like marked one of these, is more smooth. It's got less sharp lines to him. I think this is one of my favorite old Nil looks. A tier. A tier for Mr. Nil. I'm putting everybody on A tier, but what can you do when Ghost has a bunch of A tiers? Chapter 8 look, which has more sharp lines and it's a little cleaner. I don't like this as much, so I'm gonna put it on B tier. Next is what he looks like by chapter 14 when he's already dead. And you can notice that the big change here is his hairline. What the fuck is going on there? Why is he bald? He was already bald, but why is he balder? I don't like this. This looks really weird, and this is what he wears in the movie as well. I think this is a D tier. Above the awful Halloween mask, why does he have a hole in his skull? Last and least is his promo picture look, what he looks like on the cover of Metal Hammer. I don't like that. Why is he so square? D tier. Still above Papa 3 on Metal Hammer. What is it with Metal Hammer and bringing out the worst in the Ghost makeups? Weird. I don't like it. Next are his stage looks, and look, I'm gonna level with you. Ghost has performed Miasma on stage 262 times. And of course, there have been multiple masks for him, so I'm gonna narrow it down to 2 of them. And no, I'm not counting the sunglasses, just the masks, because he also wore a bunch of different sunglasses. He has a more smudgy look, which is what he wore at Hellfest, and I'm not a fan of this one. D tier. I think Nil is very like hit or miss for me. He's got a more sharp, clean look, which is what he wears in right here, right now. I like this a lot more, and I'm gonna put it on B tier because I think it's nothing too special, but it does its job very, very well. Finally, we hit Papa V Perpetua. Now, because Papa V was introduced so recently, I could only identify a single makeup look for him. Probably because he is actual makeup, he's not a mask. There must be a lot of variation going on from ritual to ritual. But since the only footage of those that we have are the official shoots, it's really hard, and honestly, the main thing about Perpetua is that he's the first Ghost frontman to ever wear a mask in canon, weirdly enough. So I think I'm only gonna count a single makeup look for him. Obviously, he's gotta have more, and he's probably gonna have different looks in the future, but the future is a foreign land. To be generous to little Perpy, I'm gonna count his bedazzled look as one look and his non-bedazzled look as another look. This is gonna be controversial, but bedazzled look is very top of A tier, and non-bedazzled look is S tier. Because I just feel that's correct. Papa V is such an iconic figure. He looks so good, and he's so effective. And of course, seeing his mouth move in the Lacrima video for the first time made everyone freak out. And his little smiles from the videos that we're getting from the rituals. Oh my god, he's so good looking. And it's such an effective makeup. It's delicate, it's sharp, but at the same time, it's kind of creepy and menacing. And of course, he's got the teeth that are really weird and off-putting as well. He's got a good balance between being actually scary, which I feel was missing from some of the Nil and 3 designs, and being very clean and very sharp and very good looking. You know, he can do it all. This is a man that can sing you to sleep and scare you to death. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree, if you disagree, if you half agree, or if I forgot a certain look that you like. Let me know. Also, I'm gonna try to be posting more on YouTube, so if you have anything that you want to see on this channel, now's the time to tell me, okay? Bye-bye, people. Love you guys so much. Thank you. You go down just like Holy Mary, Mariana, Mariana.
Okay,